Good morning, guys. We hope you're doing well today. This is Fred and Sheila with Hatfield, McCoy, Museum Adventures, and Fred and Sheila Investigates.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us. This is going to be another video on Buford Pusser. This is going to be a review from
Ravonda?
Ravonda.
Ravonda.
Ravonda. Sheila's going to put her. This is an attorney that we've been talking to for some time and um, corresponding with. Very intelligent lady, very good person,
Mhm.
and does real good videos. And if you're not a subscriber of hers, Sheila will put her
Please
link and
do.
everything at the back of the video, and please go and subscribe and like and all that for her because she's a very intelligent lady.
Mm-hmm.
But she's the first one that was in. They just opened up the files, the Buford Pusser files, yesterday at UT Martin, and she was the first appointment to go view these. And in the short time that she was there, I think they've got it in 4 hour intervals.
Intervals, yeah.
And
Yep.
in the time that she was there, she's brought out so many things,
She really has.
so many things that really is not surprising to a lot of people because we figured that what the TBI had gone on is Mike Elam's book. Mike Elam and Oakley Dean Baldwin's book. And I can see from certain things that's what they've done. I said before when they said they were going to charge $400 for the file. If you wanted to order it, you could order it, and it's $400. We can't afford that.
No.
So I thought, well, rather than paying $400 for the book for the file, just to order $30 for Elam's book. Now, we didn't do that. We've seen enough in his videos. We figured there's nothing in that book that's not on his videos. You can only shovel it for so long before it bleeds over, and you've got. So I'd say whatever's in his book is on his videos. But we're going to go over her review. Hope she don't mind. But for her story, be sure and go to her channel
Mm-hmm.
and look because she comes across in a totally different manner than I do. Her and Sheila seems to have a lot in common. Her and Sheila are a lot alike. She's not real accusatory. She's not real. She doesn't come out and speak straightforward like I do as far as uh, her personal feelings, but she'll let you know what's going on in a roundabout way without being so insulting. Me, I figure if you're going to go out here and try to steal a man's glory and his fame and insult him and degrade him and dishonor him, that you're open to the same treatment. First thing she had on here was, did the TBI still have the original 1967 physical evidence like shell casings and blood samples? That was her first question on her thing. And she said, did they still have the evidence from 1967? The answer is no, no. Guys, you're going to find this so interesting as we go along just on what she found out in that shorter time. But now I'm going to elaborate on it in a different manner than probably what other people will.
Okay.
Um, hard evidence. She calls this hard evidence, provable evidence, things
Mm.
that you can confirm.
Okay.
And she says on June the 15th, it says in that report, June the 15th, 2023, Nashville Crime Lab checks its vault. Jackson and Knoxville labs are asked to check too. The results are nothing.
Wow.
The Nashville Crime Lab, the Jackson Crime Lab, the Knoxville Crime Labs are all asked to check their evidence lockers, their vaults for any kind of evidence whatsoever related to or dealing with the 1967 ambush of Buford Pusser and his wife, Pauline. Babe, join in anytime. I got to start trying to slow down to give my wife time to,
Oh, I'm good.
I get on this path and I guess I ain't even going to joke like that. I don't have dementia.
No,
I was
no.
going to make a joke, but
That
I'm not even
yeah.
going to do that, Helma.
No.
July the 12th. Somebody made a video, guys, on Fred having dementia. Fred doesn't have dementia. Fred loses his train of thought every now and then, but that's
That's all right.
part of being almost 70 years old. But
That's right.
difference in dementia. July the 12th, 2023, Hardin County Courthouse storage rooms were searched. Hardin County Courthouse, the storage rooms there were all searched for any kind of evidence dealing with the 1967 ambush, death, and shooting of Buford Pusser and his wife.
Results were
Results were
nothing.
nothing. No evidence, guys.
Not a
August the 2nd, 2023, a multi-agency team searches closed case storage at TBI headquarters.
so they have a storage for just closed cases.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation headquarters. Yeah.
Wow.
In Nashville.
Okay.
And they're searching for shell casings and blood from August the 12th, 1967. Results?
Nothing. No evidence found. Wow.
No evidence found. Multi-agency. What else was multi-agencies looking for during this time?
Well,
during 2023. Go ahead, babe.
Sorry to interrupt, but you said multi agencies.
Yeah.
So, how many people is that you think would be a total? Reason why I'm asking is, could they have spared some of those agents on that was doing this to look for Summer Wells or Sebastian Rogers?
Exactly. Exactly.
Summer's been gone since 2021, and Sebastian went missing in February of 24.
24.
Yeah.
Well, this here says a multi-agency team. How many's in a team?
Exactly.
They've had a whole team of people out here searching TBI headquarters in Nashville. How far is Summer Wells? How far is Sebastian from? Sebastian wasn't missing at this time, but it wasn't long after. Here's August the 2nd, 2023. You said he disappeared in February. Let's wait. I have a feeling we're going to see some more of this going on into the time that Sebastian disappeared. Guys, it's all hands on deck. When you have a child missing, all hands on deck. We've got time to search through courthouses and storage rooms and closets. We've got time to look through all this, and we've got a child or two missing. We can't use those for a 58-year-old case.
Wow.
Summer Wells.
Yeah, she like I said, she'd been missing since 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
there's you. At least it's hard to tell, but I would assume 5 in a team. Okay. At least 5. That's okay. I'm assuming. Of course, I'm allowed to assume anymore because now prosecutors and TBI directors assume that because somebody's got a fractured nose from who knows when, and they get a couple of opinions from people, they can assume that a man's murdered his wife. So I guess if they can assume a homicide's taken place because of somebody's opinion, right, I can assume that there was probably as many as at least 5 TBI agents that was searching for missing files for 58 years rather than searching for Summer Wells at that time. November the 15th, 2023, the Tennessee Department of Revenue searches for title restoration information for Buford Pusser's 1967 Ferry 1 with plate 50 sheriff in Chester County.
No record found.
No record found. They're trying to find the title to Buford Pusser's 1967 Plymouth Ferry. Wow. No record found. Have looked everywhere. What good would it have been if they had found the restoration? Yeah. There's an old joke out there that you see a wanted poster. Man's picture's on it and says wanted. And you're looking for him. and his pictures on it from the jail in a jail suit. And you think, you're looking for him. He's wanted. Why didn't you keep him when you had him? Why did you let him out on bond? Why did you release him? Why did you put him on work release? Why? Now you're looking for him again. Why didn't they do this title search back in 1967, 68? Why didn't they examine that car when they had the car? Buford was in the hospital for the first 18 days. First 18 days, they could have done whatever they want. We're going to get to that in a minute, guys. It's all about embarrassment. It's all about attention. More pages to some means more evidence. See, if you found that title, if you did find a restoration, that would make 2 or 3 more pages. You could have put, went to Tennessee Department of Revenue. We searched in Chester County, sent 2 agents to Chester County, and they went through the files and recovered the title to Buford Pusser's car. Here's the VIN number. Here's the license plate number. And you put that in your file, and that gives you 2 or 3 more pages to your file. So finally, your file, it's voluminous. We've got a voluminous case file on this. Now, it may be the VIN number to Buford's car. It may be.
But what would
Don't
be
mean
the,
a thing. It
yeah, what's
doesn't.
the purpose?
It adds pages to their file to make it look like it's an illusion, to make it look like they have investigated. Ooh, they've got the title to that 1967 Plymouth Ferry. They found the title to that car. Can you believe that? To some people, babe, that would be impressive. Some people, they're looking through a
Yeah,
file.
but the title didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying?
It's not for that. It's for the voluminous. It's so they can say, this file is so voluminous, we can't even go over it all today. We didn't go over none of it that day. See the file, they said. What about the gun? Does it match? See the file. If that's not called a clue to you law enforcement agents out there and you attorneys, I don't have to tell them. They know.
Yeah.
Anybody. No record found. Nothing. All it done is made more pages for the file. Makes it voluminous. A retired deputy director told them that a roof had collapsed earlier and destroyed all the older evidence, and salvage was randomly boxed. A commissioner reportedly doubted anything remained at the old courthouse, at the old headquarters, because evidence had been moved. I'm going to tell you what happened to the Buford Pusser evidence. It's a keepsake. Somebody has cabbaged on it. It's a keepsake. Buford Pusser, movie star, 1973. Some agents took that home, gave it to his kids, passed it down to the grandkids. Somebody's probably out there actually got it somewhere.
Wow.
And if Mike Elam and Ricky
Plunk,
they should have some rounds now to match the gun. So that's all you take. All you got to do is get some casings and a gun and say, well, look here what we found. Guys, unless, and I'm going to do this periodically, I'm going to break away and speak my piece now. But unless Mike Elam and Ricky Plunk is ever indicted and charged with possession of that stolen rifle. Now, Elam made a story the other day and he said, oh, the rifle's not stolen. He's come out now and he said the rifle's not stolen. After all this time, stolen rifle, empty casings, shot casings, in case somebody that may give just a little bit of integrity to this case, because as of right now, nobody has used no casing to say, oh, here, we've got this casing to match up. As of right now, nothing's matched that rifle. They've got nothing to compare it to. The 1967 casings are gone.
All the evidence
is blood
gone.
Evidence is gone.
Yeah.
Any kind of blood evidence is gone.
Plus, Mr. Elam had stated that it wasn't stolen. However, Mr. Plunk had stated to the TBI that his father had told him it
Yeah,
was one of
that
the
was
stolen.
that was one of the stolen. We've got that in here. That was one
Mhm,
of the stolen guns.
mhm.
They thought it was a stolen gun when they went out and shot it. Now he tries to say in this last video, well, we didn't know it was going to be evidence. What the heck you talking about, Mike? Why did you travel 400 miles to go look at it and photograph it? And
Serial
what
number.
what what do you think you was going there to look at? Just a regular M1? You said you knew that Moffett had stolen the gun and got it out of the trunk of the car and gave it to his son. Somebody had given it to his son. The person that went, not Moffett, somebody that went and got it out of the trunk of the car gave it to their son, which now turns out to be PD Plunk. We're going to get to that in a minute. But guys, I got news for you. I'm starting to be concerned about this PD Plunk. He's selling pictures. He's doing this and that, supposedly, if you can believe Mike Elam. But is there a chance that PD Plunk could have had, in my opinion, something to do with the ambush? Is there a chance? He's got a gun. Ricky says it was stolen. Ricky says that it was involved in or he thinks it could be involved, very likely could be involved with Buford Pusser. Going to try to connect it to Buford Pusser, the gun. The gun very well could have been used in the ambush, not by Buford Pusser, but by who's got possession of it now? What family name? What about his dad? A lot of police officers were on the take back then. Buford called many of them. He called a bunch. The more you see about this guy selling pictures, doing this, doing that, having possession of a stolen gun or what he believes is to be a stolen gun. I believe the gun is stolen. I don't know if we'll get that out of the TBI or not, because if you get that out of the TBI, that means they've got to charge Ricky Plunk and Mike Elam. If you get that out of them now, somewhere down the road, if they say it's not, and somewhere down the road, Cash Patel or the ATF director, somebody opens a case on this, and they can actually chase this gun down to a military facility, and we know that it's a stolen military gun, then the TBI is going to look even worse than they are, and hopefully some people will be charged criminally for this cover up. If this gun is stolen, we think it is. Mike said it was. Ricky says it was. Ricky says his dad says it was.
Yeah.
If it's stolen, these two guys need to be charged with tampering, destruction, uh,
Yep.
obstruction of justice, possession of a stolen firearm, many charges. I don't know them all anymore.
Law.
Retired. It's okay to make it up as we go because they're the TBI. I was going to say maybe we can hire some experts. Guys, we don't have to. We've got attorneys now. We've got law enforcement officers. We had a couple of people that's retired police officers that are also classified and been titled as expert witnesses in ballistics, both of them. And one of them's expert witness in blood and pathogens, things like that. They're certified expert witnesses. They've offered their services at no charge to the Pusser family to review whatever evidence it was, the exact photos, because that's what they've looked at. They have looked at photos. They have come up with this conclusion, these experts, paid experts, or for the recognition experts, they have looked at photographs and they've gave their opinions, and they've accused a man of murdering his wife, a man that's never been accused of a crime in his life, never convicted of a crime in his life. So they're out there and they say, we won't be prejudiced. We will be, if it's like they say it was, that's the way we'll call it. But if it's another way, that's also the way we'll call it. If we see the same thing that they saw in these photographs, that's the way we'll call it. But from what they're seeing so far, just from photographs that Sheila has posted,
Yeah. The
where
jump.
they're saying they've got powder residue, where they're saying they've got powder burns, we didn't see it. They're not seeing it. Now, may have to see the picture at a different angle, may have to see the picture in a different light, may have to go into a closet, may have to let your imagination wander with you a little bit where you got to give these people what they want to see, in my opinion. These guys, I don't believe will do that. I think they'll call it like they see it, and I think they understand what's going on. We are a law enforcement agency. As Jack Webb used to say, we carry a badge. Guys, you got to drop that trust. Anymore, everybody and their uncles carry a badge. You can't go by the badge no more. You can't go by the degree. You can't go by the position or the title that they may hold. Has no bearing anymore. Look at James Comey. Look at McCabe. Look at Ray. Look at Struck. Look at FBI agents all through. Look at Mark Putnam, the one I went to with evidence on a corrupt county and sheriff. Killed his girlfriend, murdered his girlfriend. Ron Poole, the other agent, got a man out of prison as an informant that was in there for murder. He gets out of prison as an informant and he kills 6 more people while the FBI agent, he's working as an informant for the FBI. How embarrassing is that? See, we don't hear stories like that because that's too embarrassing. When they finally found out the FBI agent that we had gone to on the sheriff and prosecutor and different ones, the corrupt people, FBI meets with us and says, no, we're not going to pursue any case.
Yeah.
Mark Putnam had Agent Putnam, special agent Mark Putnam had anything to do with. I said, what do you mean? They said, it's just too embarrassing to the FBI. Too embarrassing? 2 detectives have put their lives on the line to bring you this evidence. Evidence doesn't change. It's there.
Yeah.
Assign it to another agents. You talk about heartbroken. You talk about feeling let down.
Hanging us out to dry.
I've got more than that. Guys, one day I'm going to bring you a story. I keep waiting for it to come out.
Mhm.
I keep waiting for a particular story to come out. When it does, you're going to understand why Fred McCoy is even more like he is, and especially taking up for Buford Pusser. The report credits author Mike Elam with information that a potential murder weapon, a .30 caliber carbine, was with Ricky Plunk, son of Deputy Petey Plunk.
Wow.
There it is. Oops, there it is. As soon as she come out with this yesterday, just as quick as she posted that on her Facebook page, Ravonda something Foster.
Rhonda Foster Kirby.
Kirby. That's her, Ravonda Foster Kirby. Go to her Facebook page, guys. Give this lady all the love you can. Give her all the likes. Give her all the shares, all the subscribes.
I think it's what really happened at Ravonda Kirby 5005.
Well, we'll post it for sure, but excellent job.
Yeah, she is amazing.
Mike Elam with the information. The report credits the TBI report for all you people out there that want the truth with proof and have ever viewed even one of Mike Elam's videos or read his book, and you're wondering how this could happen. That's his report. The report credits Mike Elam. They gave him credit for a potential murder weapon. Any gun is a potential murder weapon. Any knife is a potential murder weapon. It didn't turn out to be that way. It's not the murder weapon. It's still a stolen gun, as far as we know. And as far as Mike knew, until we started shouting to the heavens, charged these 2. Charged Mike, taking credit left and right. Told these YouTubers, yeah, I gave them the gun. I traveled down. We got the gun. I photographed it, got the serial number. We went out and shot it. I collected some of the bullets. I got some casings. Got them in my safe right now. These people are going around all over the country trying to collect evidence, and they've got a man out here that has shot a stolen gun with casings, spent casings and bullets, projectiles that he could take out and throw around New Hope Road anywhere. And someday those bullets will be found. And if you find a bullet on New Hope Road, wow, imagine New Hope Road and a bullet. What would that have in common? Especially if you can get some green mow on it and make it erode faster. You ain't never seen old bullets just lay around and how they get the old green corroded mow casings? Of course. Nothing to it.
But to me, this is just me, guys. If it is found now or anytime
Oh, I
forward,
think, I don't think so.
it's not going
Sheila,
to be legit to
I believe
me.
when these lawyers and these expert witnesses that's coming out to say we'll volunteer to, if you all take this case to court, if you all file a suit, if you'll get this in court and get us access to autopsies,
Hmm.
they may have to dig poor old Pauline up again just to see this nose, just to see if that's a hairline fracture. Is this even enough to call a fracture? If was her nose sitting on the side of her head that she would have had to went to the doctor? Are they a doctor's report in here in this report that we're going to find eventually where they went to the hospital, McNairy County Hospital, Sumner Hospital, Memphis Hospital, and it says, yeah, Pauline Pusser come in here in 66, 67 with her nose was sitting plumb over on the side of her face. Now you may have something. They ain't got that.
Mm-mm.
But when these people took this case on wanting attention, they wanted notoriety, fame, fortune, name, notoriety.
Okay.
I believe they're going to get as much notoriety as they ever wanted to have. I think they're going to get more notoriety because I think this is going to go up. Somebody wrote a while ago and said they're doing a documentary. I don't know who they are and nothing else about it. I said, make sure in your documentary that you give Mr. Davison and Mr. Rouse all the attention you can because that's what they wanted. They wanted attention when they held that press conference and come out there like this. They wanted to steal Buford Pusser's glory and his fame. They did. That's theirs now. By the time everybody's through with this case and it gets through in the legal system and reviewed and under oath in court, depositions, wherever it goes, I believe you're going to get to find some people out. Wow. Governor, we can't do nothing about Mr. Davison. The voters will have to take care of that next election. But Mr. Rouse is yours. He represents you. You appointed him to that position. He has failed you. He's lost the trust. If you don't believe that, just look at some of the evidence or lack of, and you will see this was for nothing more than attention. And if you keep him on, you're going to be a
Contributor.
complicit. You're complicit in keeping him on with the TBI has lost all their credibility through this case. And I'm sure there's some great agents. I'm sure there's some great agents in the TBI. When I say TBI, I'm referring to Mr. Rouse. He represents the TBI from the top down. He is the man. Sorry to do that, but maybe some of these other agents that's there will stand up and say, hey, he's right. He's right. We got to do better. We're embarrassed to have him as our leader. Governor, you got to do something. There's the brain behind the TBI's case. Mike Elam. Mike Elam is the man. Now that tickles him to death. He's already got his book out. Him and Oakley both. 3 weeks later, Oakley had one out. In fact, they're into it with each other because one of them got a book out before the other one. Yep. They're into it. They're mad at each other. Forget the Pusser family. Forget justice for Pauline. Where's justice for Pauline at now? Now we just got to get these books out. We got to get them out on the market. Starting to wonder about the Plunk family. Starting to wonder about that name. That's curiosity. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm even a legend or anything. Speculating. I'm asking. P.D. Plunk? Could P.D. Plunk had anything at all With that kind of money, $500,000
Mm-hmm.
that you're keeping the Shamrock and all these people from making, if they can get rid of Buford Pusser, they can go right back like they used to be. They may even elect P.D. Plunk as the next sheriff. Who knows?
Wow.
You never know
Yeah.
what politics holds.
Exactly.
We know about it. We've dealt with it.
We
Dealt with
lived
it all of our life. That's why I've got such a crappy attitude and personality, because I've dealt with this, know all about this. What kind of guy was P.D. Plunk? Anybody that's in that area, 606 669 0364. If you'll call and leave a message or text, I'll get back with you. If you live in that area and have anything that you can tell us with proof, don't want rumors, guys. We don't go on rumors. But if you've got anything, P.D. Plunk's ever arrested you, P.D. Plunk's ever, you've got anything at all that that would help us to better understand P.D. Plunk's reputation and character and honesty and integrity, we'd like to have it. If you honest as the day is long, Sunday school teacher in church, was there ever, then text that and say, hey, you're not going to find nothing on P.D. Plunk. That was one of the most outstanding men ever was. That's great. If that's all a person gets, then you say, hey, maybe he had a lapse in judgment a couple of times, but as of right now, this guy's all right. Maybe the TBI should be taking a closer look at the Plunk family concerning the ambush. It's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I would be looking at. I'd be looking at Mr. Hathcott, because Dennis says that he found her brain, her skull rather, in the ditch.
Yeah.
How hard is it to find somebody's skull in a ditch? Now they're saying the doctor says he opines that the shooting took place outside the car. So did Buford shoot her on the side of the road on a straight stretch where everybody can see? Did he shoot her there and her skull blew over there? Or did it go out that window, out the passenger window, along with the bullet, and that's where it landed? How do you find somebody's skull? You just luck up on it.
That's what I was saying. How did he know to go there? How did he know where it took
He says
place?
he just
Or
happened to stop his dirt back there and put the kickstand down. When he did, he looked in the ditch and he
yeah,
saw her skull
yeah.
laying there.
Well,
That would be my question if I was a TBI agent.
right. Well, we had a comment, a lady, butterfly lady, asked if Pauline got outside the car and was shot and killed there, wouldn't she have dirt on her clothes where she fell to the ground?
That's a good one, babe.
That's an excellent
Excellent
question.
question. I told you guys, some of you
However,
YouTubers are smarter than you're a lot smarter than some of these TBI guys.
great question.
You're definitely smarter than the TBI director. Definitely. We've got questions on just like these experts that text and writes and says things.
Mhm. And another thing that I'm thinking of, guys, sorry.
Remind me to go back to the close when you're done.
Oh, okay. Why would Pauline willingly get out of the car, guys, and stand there? Okay, go ahead.
It didn't happen, babe.
Go ahead. You can kill me.
You know that didn't happen.
Wouldn't Buford have defensive wounds, scratches, marks on his face, arms, or whatever? If she
They
was
talk about
fighting
Pauline
him?
having defensive wounds. Why wouldn't he? Why would she stand there while he goes down the road or 5 feet away or 7 feet away and shoots her with a rifle?
Exactly.
Back to the clothing, guys. Where is the clothing?
Mm.
They said they have no blood samples. They have no shell cases. Where is Pauline's clothing? Where are her shoes that was laying at the foot of her seat there in that car?
In the floorboard.
In the floorboard. Where's her shoes? Where's her clothes? Like Sheila says, is there dirt on her clothes? This doctor says he
Nails.
opines. Dr. Reveley says Revelle says he opines that she was shot outside the car and moved inside the car. He looked at a photograph. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Interesting, but we're going to get to that.
Mm.
That's where some of these expert people come in.
Did they check her fingernails?
Sheila, I don't think they checked nothing. I think she was
You know what I'm saying?
deceased. She was killed from an ambush. I think there was an ambush. I think that the family, I think that her Louise had been killed months before.
Right.
Buford had killed this person months before, a bad woman. And I think it was revenge.
Retaliation.
I don't think he had to look far. I think probably they may be in one or two or three that's.
Yeah.
Ricky says, here's what you were talking about, babe. Go ahead and read that if you would.
Ricky says his father told him that Sheriff Buford Pusser asked Petey to remove the guns from Buford's trunk at the ER on the day of Pauline's death, and that Petey later gave Ricky this M1 carbine.
Yeah.
That's double hearsay,
Now
really.
this is Ravonda. We'll let her. That goes with her videos. That's her
Right,
opinion. Let her. We don't want to take her stuff from her.
right.
But the statement was that Ricky says in a statement that's in this report that his father told him that Sheriff Buford Pusser asked Petey to remove the guns from Buford's trunk at the ER the day of Pauline's death. Now, if you guys believe that the man laying there with half of his face shot off, and he says, "Get me a phone. I've got to call and get somebody to get these guns. I just killed her, and I put the guns in the trunk of the same car I killed her in. But it's down. I'm in the hospital. Don't ask me how I know this, but I know that this car's down here at the Chevrolet garage already within the first 30 minutes to an hour.
Exactly.
I've got to get him to go get them guns out." That's baloney. Now, I'll tell you, I'll give you Fred's opinion. Let me speculate.
Okay.
I speculate that Ricky's father, that P.D. Plump, told Ricky, this is one of the stolen guns that O'Neill Moffett stole from the military. This gun is stolen, Ricky. It's yours now. This gun may have even been used in the ambush killing of Pauline and shooting with Buford. Now, how would he know that? Why would PD, if he did tell Ricky that, why would he tell him that for? Again, there's bad cops. We're starting to see maybe Buford was wrong in trusting some of the people that he had around him. Guys, money's the root of all evil.
Yes, it is.
If you'll sell a bunch of pictures, police pictures, death pictures for money, what else would you do? For $500, according to Mike Elam. Now, you got to consider the source.
Yeah.
Again, I'm speculating, giving my opinion. But if you'll do that for $500, what would you do for $5,000? What would you do for $100,000?
Snap.
If you're making $500,000 a year, if you're making $500,000 a year, would you give $250,000 to get rid of a problem that you could continue to make it year after year after year? I'm speculating. So I think that his father's told him, this is a stolen gun. It's yours now, son. It's yours. And it's probably used in that ambush. And I think Ricky's taken that story, and he's got, in my opinion, he's got with Mr. the man, the real deal. Ricky got with the real deal, aka Mike Elam. And Mike Elam has said, hey, let's say that your dad told you that he gave the gun to you and told you that Buford had the gun, that he went and got the gun off of Buford the day of the shooting. Let's throw this in there. Because Mike said in the video yesterday, guys, please don't aggravate Ricky. He didn't have no problem aggravating him before when he was going to be famous. Needs some time with his family to prepare them for what's getting ready to happen. We're going to be famous. They're going to be famous. When this case is over, I believe there's going to be a lot of famous frauds out there. I hope a lot of people goes to jail. I hope they're charged criminally. And that's going to take Cash Patel. That's going to take the new FBI agents, the new
director or whatever, whoever
all of them, the FBI, the new FBI. They're cleaning it up. They're going to try to restore trust and integrity and bravery back into it. I don't know. It's going to be hard. It's going to take years to weed them out. But go ahead.
I'm also thinking, again, I think I've said this before, if this weapon was involved in that, then why didn't Mr. Plunk turn it in and say, hey, I've got this weapon. Here's this, this, and this. I can prove this. Why keep it all this time and then hand it down?
Now, you're asking that as a question.
Right.
But down deep, because you're a smart lady. You know the answer to that question. You just ain't going to say it. In my opinion, I think we all know it. I think this,
Yeah.
and I think that weapon, very possibly now, even though there's no bullet matches, there's nothing to it.
Mm-hmm.
With him telling his son, Ricky, this gun was one of the guns stolen by Moffett, and that him having the opinion that it was used out on the ambush.
Yeah, but Mr. Plunk could have turned it in and made
Sheila, he was a police officer. Why didn't he? Does that
after he
what does that
retired or whatever.
what
I
does that
mean,
what does that say about his integrity? What does that say about his honesty?
yeah.
What does that say? You've got men out here. I seen where old Neil Moffett went on to become an investigator for the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
An investigator, a police officer.
Yeah.
And he was in Rayford.
He's got a checkered past.
If you look at his report, he was in Rayford, Florida, Florida State Penitentiary, Florida State Prison, Rayford, Stark, Florida. When I got out of the Marine Corps, guys, when I got out of the Marine Corps in Cecil Field, Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, the first job I had, because I started at school under the GI Bill,
Mm-hmm.
the first job I had was Florida State Prison, Rayford. And that's where I seen the other day where that's where O'Neill was at for 3 years or something. He was sentenced in Florida for a burglary or stealing the guns, whatever it was. He's been in trouble all his life, it looked like, or
Yeah.
all his younger life.
Right.
And the older part of his life probably wasn't in trouble because he was, if you can't beat them, join them. So he became a police officer. He got by with it. He just done it under the cover of a badge, a lot like people does things nowadays.
How can you? I don't know.
In 1975, I think is when the new law went into effect.
Oh, okay.
As far as felonies and been police
Okay,
officers.
because I
All
was
that.
wondering how could you be a
A police officer,
deputy and
yeah.
then a
It's
cop
different states. I
and
think in Kentucky, 1975, the penal code, and it said that you couldn't
yeah, but if you're charged
convict a felon.
with stealing,
I know, but
how could they trust you to be a cop?
is it a stolen gun? We believe it is. We believe it is. We believe they shot it. We
Yeah.
believe they tampered with evidence. We believe they've got evidence in his safe and wherever else they might have it. Those guys got to be charged.
Yeah.
They committed a crime. You guys wanting to blame Buford for murdering his wife back 58 years ago, and you've got two guys in front of you that you've interviewed,
Mm-hmm.
and they've committed these crimes, and you're saying you're not going to charge them?
Both of them could have ammunition from
On
it.
May the 25th, 2023, Ricky voluntarily, oh, that's so nice of him. He voluntarily surrenders the Saginaw M1 carabine, serial number so and so, to the TBI. It's placed in a locker in Jackson and later submitted for function and ballistics testing. He voluntarily surrenders it. Guys, if he told them up here, the next story up, Ricky says, this is what he told the TBI. Ricky says his father told him the Sheriff Buford Pusser asked Petey to go remove this car from the trunk of the ER the day that it was there. Petey later gave Ricky the M1 rifle. In Mike Elam's book, or on one of his videos or more, he talks about where the dad told him that the gun was stolen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And in Moffat's, that Moffett was the one that stole it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is a stolen military M1 rifle.
Wow.
Accuse a man 58 years ago, and then you let somebody with a stolen gun go. If it's not, hopefully it's in the report. Hopefully it's in the report that it's not a stolen gun. And if they say it's not a stolen gun, and somewhere down the road, Cash Patel or ATF, FBI, somebody goes and they happen to find an old military record. Somebody happens to look. I don't remember mine, but there's a lot of Marines out there today that remembers their serial number to their gun. Believe that or not. They
Wow.
can tell you that, you have to remember stuff like that. I can remember general orders. I can remember a lot of things, rifleman's prayer, all that stuff, but
Dang.
don't remember my rifle number. But we went from an M14 to an M16 later on.
Yeah.
But somebody may recognize that rifle number. Things
Yeah.
happen in the most mysterious
One more
and
down.
awkward ways that Ricky says his father told him that this was one of the guns stolen by O'Neill Moffett in 1963. Sheila knew,
Mhm.
Sheila done the research, and she said, well, it had to happen between 58 on forward, because 1958 is when the military started transitioning.
Transitioning from the M1s to the M14s.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
On May the 25th, Ricky
Okay.
voluntarily surrendered.
There's a
That's serial
serial
number
number.
359926. 359926.
Hmm.
Is this a stolen military rifle? If it is, and they put down that it's not the TBI, and it's ever discovered that it is, you can bet that's going to be bad news. And
Hmm.
I've seen things come, accuse a man 50 years later. Mike's been charged. Mike and Ricky need to be charged. Open question. These pages do not show the ballistics conclusions. We don't see a test fire comparison linking the rifle to bullets or casings. You're not going to. You're not going to. In that case file that they're looking at, they're not seeing any ballistics conclusions. They're not seeing a test fire comparison between the rifle to the bullets. You're going to see here later on where they went out and bought a box of bullets. You're going to see where the TBI went out and bought a box of 30 caliber bullets they could shoot in that gun.
Really?
Do you tell me that when every gun we own, we've got shells to? You
Hmm.
just got boxes and boxes of shells. You're telling me that, here, son, take this stolen rifle, maybe involved in an ambush. Wait, here's you some shells to go with it. Them shells there may have matched up with the very shells from 1967. If that's the gun from 1967, how you know them shells ain't the shells from 67? But wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Mike and Ricky shot those shells. They're shot up. Can't use them. We got to go out and buy some shells, because there's a receipt in this file
Yeah.
where the TBI went out and bought a box of 30 caliber shells to shoot in that gun. Now, why? Why, we don't know, because there's no bullet.
Right.
There's no bullets in Pauline's head to compare it to.
Yeah.
There's no shell casings
Yeah.
that were found on New Hope Road to compare it to. So they can shoot that. We done a ballistics on that gun. Okay, what'd you come up with? Well, it shoots. Well, Mike Elam told you it shot. Mike Elam and Ricky told you that.
So
They bragged about that. They went out and shot this evidence. They went out and tampered with evidence. Go ahead, babe.
that I was remember in one of the videos that we talked about before. I'm wondering if when O'Neill took the weapons, if he took ammo as well.
Oh, who's going to take a gun without ammo? No wonder. What would they compare it with? No case found in 1967. Nothing's been recovered from 1967. Guys, this prosecutor and this TBI director has no evidence from 1967. I thought it was a big deal not having the car. I thought that was the most terrible thing in the world. You're trying to look at pictures for blood splatter. You're looking at pictures for ballistics. How big is this bullet? What caliber is that bullet? And you're looking at these holes in a picture because you don't have the car. I thought that was terrible, because I just knew a case as famous as Buford Pusser, walking tall, that they would be casings found on the side of the road, probably even bullets into a tree or whatever around there. It's hard to tell what kind of evidence, especially the blood samples. How hard is it to take a Q-tip and put it in a bag and just save it, just to see what type blood it was, just to see just take a dab of water, take the moisture where it's early in the morning, and take a couple of swabs and take swabs on the inside. And what in the world? You don't have to be a evidence technician, a lab technician, to have common sense.
I have another question.
I'm waiting for it.
It's probably a silly
No, it
question.
ain't.
But see, Bonnie and Clyde was killed in, what was it, 1934 or something like that?
I don't remember, babe.
Didn't they keep their car,
Oh,
their
yeah.
actual car,
Yeah.
on display and stuff? So why would they keep a car?
Sheila, how'd you come up with this?
Because I was working on my Bonnie and Clyde videos to get them ready.
1930s, and they kept Bonnie and Clyde. It's out in a casino. It's out in Las Vegas, Nevada. they've got that car on display. Now they got a look-alike that you're going to see if you're working on that video. They've got a duplicate there at the Bonnie and Clyde Museum in Galipson or something. Galipsy, Lipston.
No, I'll think of it.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Sheila,
Can't think of it.
why would you?
Exactly.
You got a sheriff and the car has been shot up and his wife is killed and nobody thought, wow, we should keep this for a keepsake. We should keep this for a great thought, babe. Why didn't they? Just as a souvenir, if nothing else.
Exactly.
Guys, they have destroyed a man's reputation trying to be famous themselves. That's my opinion. They have destroyed Buford Pusser's reputation, his integrity, his honesty, his anything he ever had. This man was never convicted of no crimes. And now he's convicted of murder by word of mouth, by a press conference, by a microphone. See my name down on this podium in front of me, Mark Davison. See this name behind my head here, Mark Davison. Make sure you spell my name right. I want to be famous. If I have to, me and my buddy over here, come here, David Roush. I know, babe. I feel you.
Gibson,
Louisiana.
Yeah. Sorry. Wow.
Receipts for the bullets they went and bought. There's a receipt for the bullets box of bullets they went out and bought, rounds, where all the bullets and casings Mike and Ricky had. Where are all of them? How many did they shoot?
Mm-hmm. That's the question.
Mike and Ricky get the bullets they shot from? Why was this ammo his dad gave him with the gun? Was this ammo? Did the ammo come with the gun? Could have been the same ammo that shot Pauline. You don't think it could be? You're wrong. Very possibly. Who goes out and flashes a stolen gun around? They kept that gun for 60 years because it was stolen. They couldn't show nobody. They couldn't do nothing with it. And because Ricky thought that gun had been used in that ambush, Ricky didn't know that. It's a possibility now that we start looking. There's a possibility that Ricky's dad very possibly had something to do with that ambush in 1967. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's my opinion only as an a 40-year police officer.
Wow.
That's my opinion. That's another person, along with some other ones, that I would want to talk to as an investigator or family members.
Where was he at the time of the ambush? Yeah. Good question.
Well, during ambush, he's probably crying like a baby. He's probably making, oh, poor old Buford shot. His wife's killed. Talking hypothetically, guys. As an investigator, you look at everything. This is things that the TBI, Mr. Davison, should have been looking at.
Wow.
Instead of just, he opines, he shot her outside the car and put her in the car. Like Sheila says, any dirt on the clothing? What kind of dirt do we have on the clothing? It's morning time. It's dew. It's damp. The ground is wet.
So her clothes should have been dirty.
The clothes should have been dirty.
Yeah. That was a great question, Butterfly Lady.
That wasn't ours. Somebody texted us that.
Lady.
Thank you all. Tampering with evidence, destruction. Cash Patel needs the new FBI and the ATF needs this case. If the TBI is not going to stand up and charge these two fellas with this gun, even if it's evidence, even if the gun's not stolen, it is. We know that it is because that's what Ricky was told 60 years ago. We know that. He wouldn't. Why would he tell him it's a stolen gun if it wasn't stolen? Why would you want to make that accusation?
Maybe Mr. Plunk bought it off from Mr. O'Neill, because Mr. O'Neill was to have said to be selling the ones that he had gotten. So who knows?
Even if the gun, hypothetically, the gun's not stolen, TBI, they're going to try to let Ricky and Mike off, and they say, hey, let's say the gun's not stolen. There's no record. We can't find it. That don't mean it can't be found, guys. Military records they're in somewhere. That don't mean it's not out there. It's just a matter of time before somebody runs across it. But even with that gone, they knew. Why did Mike travel 400 miles to Adamsville to get with Ricky to shoot the gun, look at the gun, photograph the gun, because Ricky had told him it's possibly he'd like to know if it was used in the ambush and that it's stolen from Moffett. So they already know or believe they got a stolen gun. At least they're believing it's stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And now they take it out and shoot it, and they believe that it's possibly got something to do with the 67. Then they just tampered with evidence. If nothing else, they tampered with evidence
Their prints are all over.
by shooting that gun. Gizmo, quit snoring. Giz, wake up.
He's like, good
Our
dog.
dog is laying underneath the table here. I don't know if y'all can hear him or
They
not.
probably won't.
He's
but-
snoring like a.
Oh, bless him.
Why no charges on these two? Let's see what this says. On March, this is probably going to be 2 videos, guys. So you're
Yeah.
probably getting ready to stop part 1 here in a minute. But
Mhm.
on March 21st, 2024, a consent to search at John Curtis Sloan Jr.'s property
Uh-huh.
yields 2 boxes of TBI related material, 5 unfired .30 30 caliber rounds, a copy of a TBI case, and a photo of Buford Pusser signed to the Sloans. Oh, well, guys, if you got any photos out there signed over to you, you better get rid of them. TBI's coming for you.
Miss Cora has one.
Uh-oh. Kokomo's, Miss Cora, watch out down there. You got that signed photograph of Buford on the wall. Let's go back. Now let's look at this. 2 boxes of TBI related material. Wow. What is that? 2 boxes of TBI related material. How would you get TBI rate related material? How would you get that?
Exactly.
You think maybe this person, John Curtis Sloan Jr., Sheila, we got to research him later.
Yeah.
John Curtis Sloan Jr. Research him, guys. See if he's a former TBI agent.
Or maybe someone in his family.
Is he a former TBI agent? Way to go. Maybe somebody in his family was.
Yeah.
Somebody has got 2 boxes of something, of evidence or something.
Related materials to what, though?
Well, who knows? Who knows? It may not even be related to Buford Pusser or anything else. This man's collecting something from the TBI.
Yeah.
And they
Interesting.
confiscated it, so he must have had it illegally.
And he's guilty, I guess, because of the signed photograph.
Has he been charged? When they going to charge him with something so we can see the court case on this? Because if he's got something there that is, you're able to confiscate it,
Mhm.
you're able to take custody of it because he's not allowed to have it because it's illegal or illegal for him to have. Where's the criminal charges?
And how did they know he had whatever?
Well, that
they
would come out in
confiscated?
his court case. First they got to criminally charge this guy. They need to, this guy should be charged. Surely there's a court record. See, we're running over, we're going after Buford Pusser for murdering his wife that he didn't do.
Right.
And we're looking over all these crimes,
Along the
stolen
way.
guns, all these crimes that we're passing over along the way.
Huh. Wow. Interesting.
5 unfired 30 caliber rounds. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
5 unfired. Could he have been a TBI agent? Could he have been involved with the 1967 ambush? We know that Buford didn't get along with the TBI. He didn't get along with the State Highway Patrol. We know that. I'm asking this hypothetically. I'm asking this as an investigator. I'm not asking this to slander, to libel. I'm not saying this to, is it possible?
Huh. Yeah.
Why did they take 5 unfired 30 caliber rounds? Because that's what they keep emphasizing that Pauline was shot with. Why did they do that from a TBI agent? Why did the TBI or somebody say they have a statement from Buford Pusser when they don't have a statement signed from Buford Pusser?
Mm-hmm.
It don't exist. When you guys hear there's a statement that Buford Pusser's statement wasn't consistent with, he has no statement, guys. We're going to discuss that after a while. But somebody started a rumor. Some people has even said, I'll go with Mike. Let's go with Mike Elam here. I've been watching his videos. It was said that a TBI agent was the one that started the rumor about Buford killing his wife. And that has been said because I've actually seen that on our comments or somewhere.
Oh,
So I'm not,
seriously?
yeah, Yeah, I'm not making that up. That
Oh,
has been said that the rumor. Remember the newspaper article you read where the prosecutor said that this is a rumor and there's no proof to back this up. Buford Pusser had nothing
yeah.
to do. That's who
Okay.
supposedly started that rumor
Oh,
was a
okay.
TBI agent. We don't know
Oh.
that. That's supposed, but
Mhm.
again, according to the TBI, Mark Davison, goodness sakes, if Mike Elam's their number one investigator and all he goes on is assumptions and he heard and stories,
Mhm.
guys, that's a 1 hour mark. We're halfway through. We're
Yeah.
going to continue on here, but she's going to kill this video right here, and just stay tuned for tomorrow. We'll have part 2 out. It gets even more interesting than this. Go ahead,
Yes.
Punk.
All right, guys. We hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you on the next one. God bless.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.